So next question from Mark. Hey, Curtis, as we look to transition our urban plot to farming, would you recommend field crops first or microgreens first? We are still assessing our marketplace opportunities and what type of customer base we want to highlight. How the restaurant industry rebounds later this year will be the major component in this decision, as I'd very much like to focus on restaurants. Infrastructure for either is not a barrier for making this decision in our situation. Thanks for the amazing content and motivation to take the plunge, Mark. Great question, Mark. I want to give you honest advice, and I guess of course I'm always going to give you honest advice, but I'm going to give you advice from the heart, which is what I would always do, but I'm not going to filter it. So sometimes I'll filter things, what I'll say based on somebody's question, but you're asking me a big thing, and it's a big deal for you because you're taking an important step to make this happen in your with your operation. You know, turning your homestead into a commercial farm is a big deal. I don't know how the restaurants will bounce back. I feel certain that there's going to be another lockdown in this fall, and I feel like all the restaurants and small businesses that didn't get shaken out in the first run will get shaken out in this run. I wish that wasn't true, and I hope it isn't true, but that's my gut feeling, and I'm paying attention to the headlines, and they're already kind of telling us that that's going to happen. So I wouldn't put too many eggs in that basket. However, if you're thinking about restaurants, focus on takeout restaurants, because takeout restaurants will dominate, and they already are. Everybody doing takeout right now is crushing it. So focus on that. I would say yes, grow microgreens, but don't specialize. Get your field production happening now, because your field production is going to be more resilient to the economic situations that are coming. Whereas, microgreens are niche, and niche market is fine, especially in the changing economy that we're going into, the changing marketplace. But it's not, if you're too specialized, you're opening yourself to being exposed. So I would keep a balance between your field crops and your microgreens. Grow microgreens, because there's always going to be a demand for microgreens. It's just that fine dining is done. Fine dining is toast. There are so many fine dining restaurants in this area, and the Okanagan is king of fine dining in BC. And so many white tablecloth restaurants are toast. So I'd go with what you're seeing now, and that trend is going to continue. I don't think there's going to be a bouncing back, really. I think things will continue to get worse, actually. But farming is valuable, and microgreens will have their place. It just won't necessarily be high-end restaurants. There's always going to be some high-end restaurants, right? So there'll always be some demand there, but it won't be like it was, because what we've seen over the last 10 years with culinary is the bar of accessibility has gone down. Like, fine dining has become more accessible, and that's just because the whole foodie thing has become so trendy. So that's about to stop. I think, if you ask me from sort of my world sort of philosophical perspective, I think the elite like it when the elite restaurants are truly elite and not for the proletariat. And so I think the fine dining will be back to the really rich who can spend $1,000 on a plate of food. Not saying that's going to happen everywhere. I don't know. Again, I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't think the restaurants, the fine dining we've seen available to more people is going to be continue to be available. I think it's going to be more exclusive.